it's nice to come home and just kind of not have those worries, you know what I mean? Like, the show was, don't get me wrong, but the show was amazing. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me. But it was very nerve-wracking for sure. It's nice to come home and just kind of hang out for a little bit, and kind of, you know, check those emails and stuff like that and do some networking, because I think that's huge. I mean, in the industry, and I think with a lot of different areas of the work environment, I think who you know is a huge thing. So right now I'm just kind of like figuring that out.
I asked him if of all the experiences he had on the show, was there just one that stood out amongst all the others?
As far as like being on the show and everything that was going on with that, I would say my favorite moment was the 4-chair challenge when I got brought back.
Tim Olstad's coming back.
Because I knew what it felt like to be off the show, and then, you know, when I got brought back, I just knew that I had to give it that much more because I knew what it felt like already, you know, and that was an amazing moment because I was like, all right, I get a second chance. But as far as like my feelings and stuff like that, I would say like seeing online, I would post certain things on Facebook or Twitter, and then I'd see, you know, hey, from Winona, you know, and like all this crazy community support has been unreal. I mean, when I go to lunch or when I go to, you know, wherever, I always get stopped by people in the community, and it's amazing because, you know, people I don't even know were like, I watched you and I voted for you. And that means a lot. I mean, people I don't even know, you know, tuned in and spent hours voting, and I mean, that really does mean a lot to me. That's awesome. Sarah Hyland from Modern Family reached out to me, and, you know, then now all of a sudden I was hanging out with them. I went to Universal Studios Horror Nights with her and her boyfriend, and I brought Rachel Potter around with us, and then, you know, we started hanging out, and then I was over at their house, and Ed Sheeran comes out the door, and, you know, he's in the music industry, he's huge, and so he's one of my favorite artists, actually. And so then we had a 5-hour jam session in their backyard around the fire, and it's just like those experiences I will never forget. I mean, that was like something that, yeah, absolutely crazy. I got to, like, he played guitar and I sang, and he sang harmonies, Ed Sheeran. So that was really, that was really cool. There was a contestant holding room, and so we would spend, I mean, some days we'd have like 14-hour days, and we would all be in the contestant holding room if we weren't doing interviews or if we weren't in, you know, vocal coaching and stuff like that. So we'd all be in there just hanging out, you know, on our social media or just hanging out with each other and, you know, learning about each other and, you know, just kind of really developing lifelong friendships. Like I was just talking to Josh Levi last night. I was talking to Rachel Potter the other day. I mean, so it's just like you definitely keep in contact with these people, and, you know, we talk about, you know, meeting up and stuff like that in the near future. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Once back home, Tim continued to receive accolades from his hometown. He said one of the coolest things was having January 6th be declared Tim Olstad Day in Winona.
That was awesome. I mean, it was really cool to you know, receive Tim Olstad Day, get the proclamation. Now I'm gonna, you know, I have that with me forever. So that was really cool. It was a huge honor, and, you know, I just think that says a lot about our community and, you know, how great our community is and how great the people are in our community, and just so supportive. And yeah, it's been an awesome journey, and I'm really glad that I've had Winona with me every step of the way.
Looking back at the whole X Factor experience, Tim said his life will never be the same again. He said the things that he learned about the music industry and the connections he made will be invaluable to him as his career moves forward.
It was an amazing opportunity. I mean, I will never forget this. It is definitely going to be like it was definitely a life-changing moment for me, being on the show and kind of getting a feel for what the music industry is all about, being on a reality TV show, stuff like that. So I've definitely learned a lot from being on it, things that I'll take with me, and, you know, the people I got to work with. I mean, if I were to go and ask them to work with me now, I mean, you know, like producers, music producers, Grammy Award-winning producers, you know, it would be a lot of money. So, like, I was very fortunate to work with the people I did. But now I'm off the show, so now it's kind of like, okay, this is this is definitely the test, because you know you're on the show and you're given everything, and you kind of get a taste of the music industry. But then when you get off the show, then it's kind of like, okay, this is your turn now. You've got this big boost. You've got this, you know, huge stepping stone. But now it's up to you to decide what are you going to do with the exposure that you've gotten and all that kind of stuff. Everybody that, you know, is not the winner, like Alex and Sierra, we're all under contract still with the show. So we are just kind of like on a hold right now for a little while. I would say my largest area of growth from the show, I would say, would like dealing with my nerves. I would say that was like my toughest thing, because going out on that stage and seeing those judges and people I've seen on TV before and people that I've heard on the radio, going out there and, you know, there they are. And I think that was my biggest obstacle, because I just was starstruck. And so then, you know, come live shows or come the 4-Chart Challenge, I kind of had to just tell myself, hey, get used to it, because we're going to be seeing these people like almost every day. And so, you know, that's kind of what I did, and then it just became the norm. Oh, hey, Simon, how's your day going? Stuff like that, or, you know, Paulina and whatnot. So it was just like, I think that was my hardest thing, but I think I definitely overcame that. And then it was awesome, because I'm like, hey, how's it going, guys? You know, I don't think the major labels would contact me personally. I think they'd contact the show, because they know how things work, and they know that they have a hold on me right now. So I don't have an agent yet, but I am I'm reaching out to people who are in the industry right now, people that I've met along the way, and people who I've known for a few years and stuff like that, to kind of get some good advice from them, because on what the next step for me is, because I don't think there is a right or wrong way. I think it's just the fact of, or the action of just moving on, going with it, and I know I need to get out to LA. I mean, that's my biggest step. I know I need to, I have to do it. I have to take everything and go. So.
Kind of unnerving in a way?
Yeah, it's a little scary, to be honest with you. But I think, the day is going to come, and the day is soon, that I'm just going to go. A lot of people have come up to me and they've asked, have you ever seen yourself on, Broadway? I think Simon Cowell actually said something like that. And I mean, I really like to sing. I love singing. And, I've done a bunch of different genres in my time, I guess. And so, I'm kind of hanging right now, and I'm kind of, deciding where I want to go, I guess, right now. But yeah, Nashville, I've been there a couple times. It's a really sweet city. I have never been in New York, and so I think that would be awesome. But I'm thinking LA, because I've met a lot of really great people in the industry there, and so I think that if I go there, I'll have a lot of connections that would put me in the right spot. There are a couple things that I'm still waiting to hear back from, which would be really sweet. I hopefully will hear back within the next couple days. I was hoping today or tomorrow, but so yeah, there's a couple things that I can't talk about, but this definitely is not the last of me.